सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुवन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। श्लोक नंबर 14। अथ द्वितीयोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवानुवाच मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय शीतोष्णसुखदुःखदाः आगमापायिनो नित्याः तांस्ति तिक्षस्व भारत यं हि न व्यथयन्त्येते पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभ समदुःखसुखं धीरं सोऽमृतत्वाय कल्पते नासतो विद्यते भावः नाभावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः। In the first shloka of teaching of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan said, Panditaha na anushocanti. Wise people do not grieve. And Arjuna, you also do not have any real justifiable reason for sorrow. What can be your reason? What can be the reason for your sorrow? Only two possibilities are there. Either Atma or Anatma. Only two. Drigdrishyo dvau padarthau staha. Only two entities are there. One is Drik, the knower. Other is Drishyam, the known. And that which is known is called Anatma. And the one who is knowing or illumining everything is Atma. And Bhagavan wants to show that Atma cannot become the cause for your sorrow. Means, if you are seeing everyone, including yourself, as Atma, there is no sorrow. Because your concern is that I am going to kill, you are going to kill this Bhishma Pitamaha, your relatives. But if you look upon them as Atma, they are not going to be killed. Therefore, there is no basis for sorrow. And afterwards, more details will be given Atma, that Atma is Akarta, Abhokta, and therefore also there is no basis for sorrow. And Arjuna, if you think that Anatma is the basis for sorrow, that body of Bhishma Pitamaha is not going to be there, body of my relatives are not going to, bodies of my relatives are not going to be there, if that is your concern, Anatma related sorrow you think you have, or you can justify your sorrow based on the Anatma related issues, then also you require some inquiry. And what is that? That Anatma is subject to coming and going. It is the nature of Anatma. Every object, objectifiable thing, including our body, our senses, our mind, the thoughts, their conditions, their contacts, all of them are subject to coming and going. It came, it will be going. Shivratri came, Shivratri. Before that, oh, so much is there, preparation, and also anxiety will be there. Some people, so much work. Then it came, it remained for some time with some sleepiness. And oh, जो आएगा सो जाएगा. In Hindi, nicely said. जो आएगा सो जाएगा. That which has come will go. You have come, no, to Gurukulam. Then after lunch, 1:30, 2, 3, something. We also here we are staying, but we also have come. We also what? Going to go. Ayaram, Gayaram. In Hindi there is a saying. Ayaram, Gayaram. So that which comes is called Ayaram. It is generally used in the politics. The people who keep on changing the parties, they are called Ayaram, Gayaram. Sometimes they are there in the party, afterwards Gayaram. So actually everybody is Ayaram, Gayaram. So Arjuna, let us understand and accept the fact about Anatma that it is subject to coming and going. And fact cannot be changed. Fact is to be accepted objectively, if not if not happily. Really speaking, all facts, if they are taken in right spirit, all the facts you can enjoy. Really speaking, all facts you can be happy about it. See, this birth and death is a very good phenomenon. Imagine we have seen this idea. If only birth was there, no death, what will be the situation? And you are here and you remain here only, suppose. You come and be here only. You can't go out. Is it a good situation? Even though you may say, Swami, so nice place, wonderful, very peaceful and all this, it is 1 or 2 days. Food also, Swami, is very good. You ask the people who are staying here. They are waiting for the invitation. So it is like that only. So if you really understand these facts, they are really worth enjoying. You can enjoy it. But what happens? We get stuck up with some aspect of fact, and we want it to remain in a particular way. Some aspects of fact we accept, some aspect of fact we don't accept. We think that all pleasant things should come and they should never go. All unpleasant things should not come, and even if they come, they should go fast. It is something like, when Swamiji gives the example, when we go to Tirupati, what we want that the people before us should do darshan very fast. They should go fast. Why we are taking so much time? And when my turn comes, the watchman should look somewhere else. When my turn comes, I should get, because I have prayer for 10 people. Everybody has told, when you go to Tirupati, you tell this for my behalf, this my behalf, my marriage, my daughter's marriage, visa, and all this. So you want, when your turn comes, what? You want that, you should be given more time. So we have to see that. We have double standard. But if you accept the fact that everybody gets some limited time, and that is justifiable, that is reasonable. So if you can't accept this fact happily, graciously, at least objectively you accept it, then what? You will have no reaction. Every reaction comes because of resistance to the fact. If you don't resist the fact, there is no reaction. And therefore, Bhagavan said, Tan titikshasva. May you learn to accept the nature of anatma, which is changing. Anatma keeps changing. On it. And now, in the 16th sloka, Bhagavan is giving the fundamental basis for acceptance, or the ultimate solution to the problem of reaction. In the previous one, what was said? Oh, all anatmas are temporary, they will go away. So just put up with them. In the next sloka, 16th sloka, Bhagavan is talking about the basis for acceptance in more fundamental manner. And this particular solution to the problem of reaction given here is in the form of knowledge of the self and non-self. Atma Jnanam or Atma Anatma Jnanam is the ultimate solution to the problem of reaction. In the previous two slokas, it was given in a relative measure, but the ultimate solution is Atma Jnanam. So two ways the reaction problem can be handled. One is in relative manner by proper attitude, Ishwararpana Buddhi, seeing things with bigger picture, keep remembering the temporary nature. All these things can give relative acceptance of the world and yourself. But that is only relative measure. Ultimate acceptance or the ultimate solution to the problem of reaction, the ultimate means for acceptance is Atma Jnanam. So Atma Jnanam solves the problem of reaction, non-acceptance fundamentally. And that knowledge which will remove the problem of reaction is given in the 16th sloka. But if we take the literal translation of this sloka, it doesn't seem to convey much. As we saw in the last class, na asat nasato vidyate bhava, na bhavo vidyate sata. When I was just I just entered into this spiritual pursuit, and I used to attend some satsang. And this shloka, one person, elderly person, gave the meaning. It was in Gujarati. They used to have this study group. And he said, नासतो विद्यते भावो. He said, श्लोक का कोई अर्थ ही निकलता नहीं है. बोले मैंने तो सिंपल अर्थ निकाला. क्या नास्तो भावे तो भी खाना, नहीं भावे तो means what? Nasto means snacks. You know that nasta is snacks. So बोले कि snacks अगर पसंद आए तो भी खाओ, ना पसंद आए तो भी खाओ. Means if you don't like, still eat. So what a meaning. Anyway, that is not the meaning there. Okay. I just because when Nasato comes, it comes to my mind. Even though I heard it about 40 years back, but still, it's still there in my mind. Anyway, therefore it comes out. At appropriate occasion, it comes out. Achha, what is the literal translation? Asataha bhavaha na vidyate. Bhavaha, existence, na vidyate is not there, or non-existent. If the general meaning of asata means what? Non-existent. So existence is not there or non-existent. Okay. Oh, such a great thing you told. Existence is not there or non-existent. So khali in the empty bottle of water, there is no water. It is something like that. In the empty bottle, there is no water. The Bhava Asatana Vidyate. Alright, something great you will tell now. He says, Sataha Abhavana Vidyate. Non-existence is not there of existent. So, existence is not there of non-existence. Non-existent. And non-existence is not there of existent. So, that which is existent does not have non-existent. Non-existence. And that which is non-existent, it does not have existence. Full bottle has got water. An empty bottle has no water. उसमें क्या बड़ी बात कही दी? What a big message you have told. But this is what, and afterwards it is said, Ubhayoho antaha drishtaha. The true nature of these two is seen, drishtaha, seen, ascertained. Anayoho, of these two things, Sat and Asat, antaha, true nature, is well ascertained. By whom? Tattvadarshibhihi. By the seers of truth. So seers of truth have seen the truth of this Sat and Asat. And what is this? That Asataha Bhavana Vidyate. Non-existent does not have existence. And existent does not have non-existence. What a picture. हमको लगता है इसमें कुछ है ही नहीं. Shankaracharya has written big commentary on this. When we study this in the course, we studied for days together. So many days we spend on this. The Bhashyam also is a little complicated. Means we have so many readings after that. So it becomes an affair of 6-7 days. We study this. Then what is the message? Let us understand. Now let us be serious about it. So just to get you read up your sleep, I told all this. Now, now let us be serious about it. What it said here? That anatma, non-self. Now I can use the word anatma. Anatma means that which is objectifiable by you. That which is objectified by you. Like pot, like this book stand, your body, your mind, your senses, the object, sense objects, and the contact between the sense organs and sense objects. All of them, we call it anatma. And this anatma are asat. And asat here has got a particular meaning, mithya. It is an ontological term. What is ontology? Ontology is a study of being of things. Ontology is classification and explanation of entities in terms of their being. That's the definition. Ontology is a discipline of knowledge dealing with the classification and explanation of entities in terms of their being. शिवरात्रि के बाद इतनी कठिन definition. So it means ontology means that it deals with the existence of things. In terms of existence, what is the status of things? That is dealt with in a particular branch is called ontology. And don't worry, in Shastra we don't use the word ontology, etc. But yes, this ontology is a discipline of knowledge. So those who know, for them I am telling, others can ignore. So this mithya is an ontological term. And what is mithya? Mithya means that which exists dependently, that which does not have existence of its own. And if we analyze any object like ghataha, generally we have only pot. So if we analyze this pot, then we find that this pot does not have existence of its own. Those who attended this satsang for 2-3 days Shivratri, during that we saw this. What is this? We say it is pot. If somebody said it is clay, is it right or not? We have to say is also right. And who is more right? No, no, both are right. So do you mean to say there are two substances? One is pot, other is clay. If you say there are two substances, then you should take away the pot and leave the clay for me. You cannot do that. It means there are not two things. There is only one. Now you tell me which one is there. Pot is there or clay is there? No, no, Swamiji, pot is there. Then if you say pot is there, then my question is that before pot was there was the clay or not? Clay was there. And now also clay is there or not? If I am supposed to touch clay for some reason, in Shastra, suppose we say, Mrut Sprishtva, having touched Mrut, you chant this mantra. Suppose it is there. There is no such mantra. I am just telling. By chance, there is a mantra. Mrut or Mrittikam Sprishtva Idam Uchchare. So, having touched clay, you should chant the mantra. Then if I touch this, whatever you call it, if I touch this and chant this mantra, will it be valid or not? Valid or not? Valid? So this is clay. Then what about pot? Pot is only a name given to a particular form of clay. The substance is only clay. Mrittika ityeva satyam. So what really exists is clay. Then what is pot? Pot is only a name given to a particular form. Nama Rupatmakaha Ghata. And this Nama Rupatmaka Ghata, the pot which is in the form of or consisting of name and form, does not have independent existence. We say pot is, but that is really belongs to clay. And therefore we can say that pot is not having independent existence. Therefore we call it mithya. That which does not have existence of its own but appears to be existent, that is called mithya. It should be appearing. It should be appearing to be existent. It should not be like rabbit's horn. It does not have existence and it doesn't appear to be existent. Then we don't call it mithya. We have another word for that. That is called tucham. Totally non-existent. That is called tucham. Whereas pot is mithya. Mithya means what? It exists dependently. And for me, pot is okay, but what about other things? Everything is like this. What about your body? Body also, if we analyze, body is nothing but Panchamahabhutas, 5 elements. And if we talk in the language of science, it is just some elements. Some what is called iron is there, and then copper is there, and potassium is there, magnesium is there. That is what your body is. Sodium, sodium. Sodium is very important. Yes, low sodium means you will not be able to think. So now I hope you have got good sodium. Sodium is low, then it affects the brain function also. Affects, no? Yes. So all sodium and all these things are. So your body is what? Nothing but these elements. Means bodies do not have existence of its own. Very difficult to believe that. Something my body doesn't have existence. Yes, it doesn't have existence of its own. What is Satyam? Panchamaha Bhutani eva Satyam. They alone are Satyam. That is why our body is called Pancha Bhautikam. And these Panchamahabhutas themselves are reduced to something else. Bhashyakara on the Bhashyam on this, he says, Pramanahi nirupyamanam na vastu sad bhavati. When you analyze any anatma padartha, then it is reduced to something else, something else, something else. And therefore, it is not independently existing. And that which is not independently existing is called mithya, and that mithya is referred to here by the word asat. Here asat, asataha is a sixth case of asat. And asat here means mithya. All anatma which are mithya do not have their own existence. They don't have existence. They appear to be existent, but they don't have existence. It is something like we say that your hair looks naturally dark. Looks naturally dark. Your hair looks naturally dark. Or your hair is like naturally dark. Like means what? It's not really dark on its own. This black color has come because of dye. One person asked that one lady asked us, but my hair is getting grey. What should I do? He said, you should dye. She got very angry. She threw the stone. Anyway, that apart. So, it doesn't have blackness of its own. Similarly, everything in this world, every anatma, this body, your sense organs, mind also, if it is analyzed further, it is reduced to Sukshma Mahabhutas alone. And therefore, everything experienced by you, which seems to be the cause for your concern, cause for your worries, cause for your sorrow, all of them really do not have existence. They have got borrowed existence. Means really not a big existence. Asataha anatmanaha shitoshnadehe bhavaha na vidyate. Existence of all shitoshnadi, cold, hot, all things, all organs and objects and their contexts, all of them do not have existence of their own. Really, they do not have existence. Because if we analyze, we find that they depend upon someone else, something else to be appearing as existent. And this idea that all anatma do not have their own existence can be seen in another manner also. All anatma are temporary. Everything is temporary. We have seen. Aaya gaya jayega, aaya ram gaya ram. Everything is temporary. And what is the meaning of temporary? Temporary means it did not exist before. It will not exist later on. That is what is called temporary. That which was not there before and that which will not be there later on. Means existence was not there before of this object. Existence will not be there later on. It means existence is not intrinsic to that object. When I say this pot is temporary, what does it mean? That existence does not belong to this pot intrinsically. It is not a swabhavika dharma. It is not its natural trait or intrinsic nature. It came, it appeared, and it will stop appearing. Existent appeared for this spot and existent will stop appearing for this spot. Means existence does not belong to this spot intrinsically. Because if something belongs to something intrinsically, it will not go. Like heat belongs to fire intrinsically, so heat will not go. From fire, we can't have cold fire. Cold war was there, a few years ago, Cold War between America and Russia. But cold fire Swamiji, today I got one fire which was very cold. So I ate little bit. Kya baat hai? So, does it happen? Cold fire, even though when you say fire become cold, it means fire is not there. That's what it means. You cannot have fire and it is cold because it belongs to fire intrinsically. Similarly, if existence belongs to this spot intrinsically, it will not go. The very fact that it has come and it goes away, it means it does not belong to it intrinsically. Means what? Existence is not the intrinsic property of clay. Means what? It is a borrowed property. And that which has got borrowed existence is called mithya. And what is mithya? Because it has borrowed existence. Why do we say borrowed existence? Because it was not there earlier, not there later. And this idea is very beautifully presented in Mandukya Karika. Adavante chayannasti vartamanepi tattatha. That which is not there before and that which will not be there later on, even when it appears now, it is really not there. It is something like you have a neighbor and you are middle class or lower middle class. Example, you are very rich, but I am just telling example. Because some family, why are you telling I am rich? So, example, you were middle class, lower middle class, and your neighbor was little higher middle class, upper middle, not higher, upper middle class. And generally, everybody likes to relate to somebody richer than oneself. And therefore, this fellow did not care to look at you. Even you tried to contact him, hello sir, and he did not bother to even greet you back. And so he did not have any respect, any care, any love for you. And now you have been buying some lottery, and one day you got jackpot. Punjab 2 crore. I read some advertisement. Punjab. I don't know why they say advertise to me that lottery. So 2 crore lottery got. And the example is that why 2 crore? 2 billion. Example में क्यों दरिद्र रहना? बचाने का दरिद्रता. So let him have 2 crore. You got 2 crore, 2 billion. What is the calling in Tamil? Billion? Is a word for billion? No word. Oh, हिंदी में उसको अरब बोलते हैं, अरब. So 2 billion rupees lottery you got. Now, all of a sudden, your neighbor starts greeting you, coming to you, and oh, you are such a wonderful neighbor. And all of a sudden, his love, care, his wife also starts sending some, dosa, etc. So earlier they were not doing. Now everything started. And after 1 month, something happened, and you lost everything. Anyway, what you got only you lost. Okay, don't worry. So you lost it. And within few days, that fellow again stops calling you, stops greeting you. What does it mean? His love, respect, care, etc. was not real. He really did not care for you. Only Maniram came, so he showed his respect, thinking that you will lend him some money, you will invest in his company. Therefore, similarly here, something was not there before, something will not be there later, means even when it appears now, it is not there. So that respect, love, care, etc. was not there before. We will not be there afterwards. In between it appears, that time also really not there. If you understand this, then you will be objective in relationship. It is not that you hate people. Because you are also like that. It is not that all are selfish. You are also selfish. But you will be objective about it. One person, he was very poor and then he became rich. And people started greeting him. Sethji, Sethji, Namaste, Sethji, Namaste. So every time this person will say, Jaake bol dunga, Jaake bol dunga. Means I will inform him. I will inform him. Him means what? Money. Because you are not doing namaskara to me. You are doing namaskara to money. So I will go and tell that 10 people did namaskara to you. Really namaskara to money only. So similarly, this pot does not have its own existence. Because of clay, it appears to be existent. It does not have its own existence. And all anatmas are like this. And that is what is said here. Asataha anatmanaha bhavaha na vidyate. All anatma padarthas, including your relatives, spouse, children, all of them, all anatma, your body, your senses, your mind, their thoughts, all of them really do not have existence of its own. They really don't exist. Then what exists? Because mithya cannot exist without satyam being there. That's very important thing here. Falsehood cannot have its existence without some truth behind, truth being there behind. And so, what is that which is satyam behind this mithya? Because mithya means what? That which borrows existence. And you can borrow only when somebody is there to lend. You cannot simply borrow without lender. So what is that lender of existence? And the lender of existence cannot be mithya. Why? This borrower has to borrow from someone. That person should have money of its own. Even if he doesn't have, at least there will be ultimate source which has got its own money. Similarly here, there should be something which is independently existing, because of which this mithya appears to exist. And that which is independently existing is called satyam. So now question is, all anatma, all objectifiable things are mithya, then what is satyam? Satyam is that which is not objectifiable. And what is that which is not objectifiable? Atma, I. Atma am satyam. How do you know? Atma is satyam. There is no pramanam, there is no means of knowledge for absence of Atma. Atma is always available as I am is always evident. In waking state, I am is there. I am. In dream also you say, I am. You were there, I am. In Sushupti also, I am is there. Therefore, when you get up, you say, I slept well. Therefore, I, which is awareness, is there in Sushupti also. And therefore, in all three states of experience, Atma is there. So, we do not have the means of knowledge for the absence of Atma. But Swamiji, what about death? After death, Atma is not there. Many people say that. Swamiji, now all the three states are there. But after death, Atma is not there. How do you know? After death, Atma is there or not, for that, you do not have any pramana. Because the perception is not the basis for Atma. Atma is not available for perception. And perception based inference also is not available. For the nature of Atma, only Shastram is pramanam. And Shastra says Atma exists even after the fall of this body. So for the absence of Atma, there is no pramanam. And for the presence of Atma, there is pramanam. And therefore, this Atma is existing forever. Atma has got existence as its intrinsic nature. And therefore, Atma is Satyam. Atma is Satyam is means where is this Atma? I am Atma. What you are calling I, that I is Atma. So I, Atma, am Satyam. And Abhavaha, absence of that Atma, non-existence of Atma is never there. Because Atma we already seen is Nityaha. And Nitya means what? That which was there, that which will be there, that which is very much there now. Means existence was there, will be there, is there. Means existence does not leave it. It means existence is the very nature of Atma. And therefore, Atma is called Satyam. And being Satyam means being the one whose nature is existence, there is no question of abhavaha of Atma anywhere, at any time. So what really I am never cease to exist. So Atma, I, Atma never cease to exist. And what ceases to exist, you are not. What I am never cease to exist. And what ceases to exist, you are not that. Therefore, where is the problem? Thus, I, Atma, do not have non-existence at any time in any situation. And this can be seen in one more ways. That how Atma, one way we saw that there is no pramana for the absence and there is a pramana for presence. Another way is Atma is of the nature of consciousness. We have already seen that. In the beginning, if you remember, in the 12th sloka, we saw that while analyzing the subject matter, we saw that Atma is of the nature of consciousness. And I, consciousness, can never be established to be non-existent. Why? Because establishing Atma to be non-existent, that establishment is in the form of knowledge. Establishing means what? Knowing, cognition. That is called establishment. So establishment is in the form of knowledge. And knowledge cannot be there without consciousness. And therefore even logically, you cannot establish the absence of consciousness. Because to establish something, some cognitive tools are required. Cognition is required. And cognition is not possible, or even the cognition tool is not possible without consciousness being there behind. And therefore, logically also if you think, the absence of consciousness can never be established. And that consciousness is Atma, therefore Atma is Satyam, which does not have Abhava anytime. So I am Satyam means really independently existent, and my Abhava is never there. Atma is Satyam, Anatma is Mithya. And that is said here, Asataha Bhavaha na Vidyate. The existence, independent existence for Asat, for Mithya is not there. Means real substantial existence of any Anatma is not there. And Sataha of real, which is Atma, Abhavaha, non-existence is not there. But what has happened is the real and unreal are mixed up in our mind. And therefore what I feel, that I, self, am going to die. And I am trying to make the body which is Mithya to be immortal. What a confusion. The body which does not have existence, I am trying to make it ever existent, which is really never existent. I am trying to make it ever existent. There are some people who have kept their body preserved, who have written that after I die, let my body be preserved. Because one day science will discover some method that injection will give and I will wake up. Hello. And some people are really trying Kaya Kalpa and all this to make the body immortal. We don't know where they are. They are already gone, dead and gone. So we are trying to make something which is mithya to be permanent, ever existent. And that which is ever existent, we are afraid of dying. I, Atma, am ever existent. And I feel that one day I will die. What will happen after I die? Many people know they don't have trust in their children. They think that my children are not really mature, not responsible. So I have created this business. I have this, what is the clientele? So I have, and they will not be able to handle. And therefore they say, what will happen after I die? Fear of death. I will die. What will happen? Nothing great will happen. See, there used to be a discussion. What after Nehru? I was not there at that time, but I have heard this. There was a big discussion in the 60s, early 60s or late 50s. What after Nehru? Means, what will happen after Nehru to India? People could not imagine India without Nehru. Nehru is gone, his daughter Indira Gandhi gone, her son Rajiv Gandhi gone, and Rahul Gandhi also one day will go. So still India will continue. So never over assume your place in the scheme of things. Yes, you have some place in scheme of things. Don't say you don't have any place in the scheme of things. You have a role. If you did not have a role, Bhagwan will not create you. And therefore you have, as an individual, you have a role. Don't over assume. Yeah. If you are not there for some time, there will be some inconvenience to some people. Suppose this Swamiji's body falls. Hey, one Sunday class will not be there, 2 Sundays class will not be there. That's all. Third Sunday, some Swami will come and say, Parthaya Pratibodhita. I don't think, what will happen. I'm not there. Nothing. I generally tell this joke, so I would like to share this. One lady's her husband passed away. So generally they go for consolation, so condolence. So, and also usual in this condolence meeting, what is the question? What happened? How it happened? This lady has to tell the same story 100 times. Different people come and the same story, by hearted, I think. But after the same order it will come. So, she was asked. She said, what happened? He said, it was Sunday and we wanted to make this kadhi. Kadhi, you know what is kadhi? Morpadam. Morpadam, no? Morpadam. But we did not have this neem patta. What they call it? Kadi patta. Kadi patta they call it? Huh? Curry leaves. So he went to buy this. And then what? Met with an accident. Oh, then what? We made curry without curry patta. That's what it is. Not over. So there are the things that without you, what will happen? Nothing. The things sometimes better. They say that it is not because of the things are run. Things are run in spite of them, not because of them. Anyway, so Satya Mithya mix up happens. So I want the body to be immortal and I am afraid of the death of myself. This is because of The confusion between the Satya and Mithya. I, Atma, am Satyam. I can never die. I, consciousness, can never die. Even if I want, I should not want, but if I want, also it cannot die. And the body mind sense complex, even if you want, it will not remain forever. In fact, it does not have existence even now. It is only a bundle of matter. Every day you should remember this. This body is a bundle of matter. Just is decorated well, that's all. Otherwise, it's just a bundle of matter. And it does not have existence. The body does not have existence of its own. And this fact is seen. Ubayoho, anayoho, ubayoho api antaha. Antaha means true nature here. The true nature of these two, drishtaha, is seen. The commentator said, nishitaha. Shruti, Spruti, Yukti, Bihi, Vichara Purvakam, Nishchitaha. So, Drishtaha means seen. Seen means well ascertained. How? By Shruti. By Shruti means the Vedas. By Smriti, like Bhagavad Gita, and this Yukti, reasoning. The nature of both of them is well ascertained. And Bhashyakara says here, how they have ascertained the nature of this both of them? He says Sat Sadeva, Asat Asadeva. That's all. Sat is always Sat and Asat is always Asat. Means Sat is never going to be non-existent. What really exists never ceases to exist. And this Asat is Asadeva. This non-existent, even though it appears to be existent, really it is what? Non-existent only. So Sat Sadeva, Asat Asadeva iti drishtaha. That which exists, really exists, will ever exist. And that which ceases to exist was never existent. And this is seen very well. By whom? Tattvadarshibhihi. Tattvam drashtum shilam yeshante tattvadarshinaha. Tehi. By them, those who are the seers of truth. And in Shastra, we use the word see, even though it is not really sensory perception. It is not that Tattvam is seen by the eyes. But we say he is the seer of truth. Why don't we say the knower of truth? We can say knower also. But many a times the word seer is used to show the clarity of knowledge. Because they say seeing is believing. When you have seen something, then you are very confident. Therefore, they call it eyewitness. In court of law, eyewitness has got more significance. Eyewitness. So, when we want to show the conviction and clarity of knowledge, we use the word see. Do you see this point? I say that. Do you see this point? You are not seeing physically, but you are seeing clearly that I said, do you see? You say, I see. I see. I see means what? I understand. So here Tattvadarshi means those who have seen the truth very clearly. What is the truth? All anatma are mithya. They do not have their existence, and atma is satyam. It will never cease to exist. So one who has understood atma to be satyam and anatma to be mithya, they are called Tattvadarshi. And they are these two things, Satya and Mithya, are the main subject matter of Vedanta. Which is Swamiji used to say, one person came and told, Swamiji, in Vedanta, everything I have understood except these two things, Satya and Mithya. It is something like saying that I have tasted all South Indians except rice items. South Indian items and rice items you have not tasted. What? So similarly, rice item is the main thing in South India. And you cannot say I have tasted all South Indian dishes except rice dishes. It's not true. Similarly, Satya and Mithya are the main things in Vedanta. If you understood Satya well, Mithya well, then you have understood everything in Vedanta. And so this Tattvadarshibhi drashta antaha drashta. Here one last point about this shloka. That Swamiji, by knowing that anatmas are mithya, I am satya. Enna prayojanam? Like Tamil says, enna prayojanam? They have a particular style of saying. Enna prayojanam. What is this? What is prayojanam? That is the main thing. What is the purpose, Swamiji? By earlier I was telling is the body, senses, mind, thought, book, etc. And now I say that they are mithya. Earlier I was telling idiot, etc. myself. Now I am Satyam. How does it make any difference to my life? Yes, if you superficially study, it will not make any difference. But if you study the way it is to be studied, then it makes a lot of difference. It makes the difference between the freedom and bondage. When I understand I am Satyam and everything is Mithya, then Mithya cannot affect Satyam. I have to see the corollary also, implication also. When everything is Mithya, then Mithya cannot affect me, Satyam. Therefore what? I can remain Asangaha. Something happened at the level of Anatma, it does not affect me when I am seeing myself to be Atma. Anatma can affect Anatma. Anatma cannot affect Atma. But Swamiji, Atma can affect Atma. There is only one Atma. So it is not that one Atma is going to affect another Atma. There are not many Atmas. Atma is only one. So Anatma cannot affect Atma because Anatma is Mithya. And there is no other Atma. Therefore, you can remain unaffected by any happenings in Anatma. Something happened in the body. Something happened in the organ. Something happened in the business. If you have understood this well, that all are Anatma and I am Atma, then nothing will affect you. You means Atma. You can remain unaffected. Titiksha becomes natural. Titiksha becomes natural. It is not that we have to force ourselves. Titiksha becomes natural when I see myself to be Atma. Because the principle is unreal cannot affect real. For example, this snake is appearing in the rope. Will the rope become poisonous? Huh? That, oh, yesterday somebody saw the snake on me, so today don't touch me. Rope will not say that. Snake, even though snake is seen, it will not become poisonous. Or on the shell called Shuktika, somebody is seeing this Rajata. Rajata means silver. What is there is shell, you are seeing what? Silver. Now this shell is very proud. Talk to me. I can be seen like a snake, like silver. My value has gone up now. No? Shell remains shell only. Shell does not become silver. Shell is not affected at all. Positively it is not affected, and this snake is, the rope is not affected otherwise. So I continue to be I when I understand myself to be, I continue to be free from reaction when I understand myself to be Satya. Of course, the truth is, even when I am reacting, that time also I continue to be the same. But since I am identified with the reacting Anatma, therefore I feel I am reacting. This understanding gives you complete objectivity. And the height of objectivity is the objectivity with reference to your mind. Swami, yesterday Shivratri effect is there, only few words I'm getting. I feel very sorry, so I'm looking down. So, because you will catch me. So, so I am also keeping myself a little light hearted today more because I also should not be sleepy. So you can simply say, yes, today there is sleepiness is there in the mind, in the function of this organ. It is okay. The highest objectivity is there. Even there is sadness, you can still say, I am free from sadness. The mind has got sadness, I don't have sadness. It is something like you imagine that an actor is seeing his own movie. And in this movie, he is playing the role of a begging person, crying, no food for 10 days. When he is seeing this movie, will he be affected by that? अरे मेरी क्या हालत हो गई? So he, what happened to me? Is he affected? No, because he knows that it is just an appearance. This is not real life. Similarly, in all situations, you can remain unaffected by this understanding that I am asangaha, because I am satyam, everything else is mithya. That is the implication, corollary of this shloka. Om see you next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate